Those videos are one of a number, or three of a number of videos that go up onto my Twitter page daily, and they're sourced generally from the media and from YouTube.
Right. I mean, the one where it purports to show a Muslim migrant beating up a Dutch boy on crutches, he's not a Muslim migrant. Both of them would appear to be Dutch citizens anyway, so you're wrong with that video, aren't you?
It's interesting that you pick that video rather than the one showing Islamic extremists throwing people off of the roof.
We might address that in a moment, but why? Did you know that you'd put up the wrong video, or you've misled people with your video?
Well, I think the message here is quite clear. The content of the video is completely irrelevant. The point here is that...
If the content of the video is irrelevant, Ms. Fransen, why would you put it up?
Nick, you've asked me a question.
Yes, but...
In fact, I tell you what's quite interesting is that if you're concerned with this issue of fake news that we hear bounded about so often, perhaps you'd like to explain to me why your colleague Nigel Farage accused me of having been convicted
Mr. Farage,
yesterday evening.
Mr. Farage is not... Hold on, Mr. Farage is not here to defend... Hold on, Mr. Farage is not here to defend himself, and I wouldn't ask you about other members of your party. So if we could just come back to the point in hand, did you know that the video you were putting up, supposedly showing a Muslim migrant beating up a Dutch boy on crutches, did you know that in fact they were both Dutch-born citizens?
Because... No,
Jayda Fransen, I'm going to have to tell you, you have to listen to me. You have to listen to me, otherwise we can't proceed.
If you're not going to condemn the fact that your colleague...
Jayda Fransen, we are coming to the point now where this has become impossible. I'll ask you again, can you at least respect the normal procedure of a conversation? Thank you very much.
Absolutely, Nick, absolutely. Okay. I'd like you to address that issue, though,
right,
because it is an
but I've made it quite plain. I wouldn't ask you about activities of other members of your party. Don't ask me about other members. Let's try it. Let's have one last chance and move on. For people who are not aware, for people who are not aware what Britain First is about, in a couple of sentences, what is it about as the deputy leader of the party?
It's a patriotic political party, and the fact that the President of the United States has retweeted the content on my Twitter page just goes to show his outrage at the fact that myself, the deputy leader of this party, is currently facing jail for criticising Islam in a public speech.
Yes, well, you know that there are legal aspects that we can't get quite close into that, and I'm sure you'll respect the legality of that. On your website, you say you want a comprehensive ban on the religion of Islam. In what way?
Absolutely. No more mosques, no more scriptures. Look, it is not a secret that the Quran has over 104 verses expressly instructing and inciting terrorism. They instruct Muslims to slay non-Muslims. And the point here is... That is
a certain interpretation of it.
No, there's no... Look, if we can go down the route of interpretation all day long. If you're... Sorry, let me finish. If you're going to suggest that devout Muslims should not follow the scriptures that are supposedly handed down from them from God, from Allah, then I think that's particularly naive on your part. These scriptures say that Muslims should slay non-Muslims.
All right, okay. The third point of your manifesto, or principles as you call it, is committed to preserving our ancestral, ethnic and cultural heritage, traditions, customs and values. Jayda Fransen, surely one of our greatest values and customs is one of tolerance. Why are you so intolerant?
Intolerant? No. Look, Nick, please
address that.
I'm answering. Nick, please. If you ask me a question, just allow me to answer. That's all I'm asking you.
Go ahead.
Okay. Thank you very much. I'm a Christian, okay? I believe in love. I believe in tolerance. But tolerance of the intolerant is cowardice, okay? Now, we are dealing with an ideology, a specific ideology, that incites the death and the slaughter of every non-follower of that ideology. I'm sorry, but tolerating that is suicide.
I think a lot of people suggesting that you are Christian and believe in love would find it very difficult to follow that, given some of the policies that you support, and the fact that you want to actually close down perfectly peaceable people going about practicing their faith who offer no threat to any of us. And yet you seem to have some superior sense that your religion, presumably, and I'm sorry to use this word, trumps theirs, therefore the mosques have to be shut down. That's British values, is it?
I do appreciate the pun, but I think, getting back to the Trump issue, President Trump, as a Christian himself, is one of the only world leaders who has recognised and has pointed out that there is a genocide occurring at the moment at the hands of Muslims who are slaughtering Christians and Yazidis throughout the world.
Have you had any contact with the White House, with President Trump or any of his team?
I cannot comment on that at the moment.
Why not?
I just can't.
Which means you haven't. Does he follow you?
Well, if you know the answer to the questions, Nick, don't answer.
Well, I find it strange. I cannot comment at this time. What are you trying to get over there? If you have, just say that you have.
Nick, you can rephrase and re-ask the question as many times as you like. I've just told you that I'm not prepared to answer it. But please don't assume that you know the answer to a question. So let's move on to something a bit more. It would appear
that
maybe we should talk about. Nick, maybe we should talk about the fact that Theresa May won't condemn the acts of.
Well, currently I present this breakfast programme. You don't, so I'll decide what we discuss. Thank you very much. So, of these 3 tweets that have started this row, it would appear now that it's caused a diplomatic storm between Number 10 and between the White House. Could even jeopardise a state visit. As really the person responsible, how do you react to that?
I think that Theresa May's reaction is completely hysterical, and I think that, it's indicative of everything that is wrong with Britain at the moment. The fact that Theresa May is so concerned with the President of the United States having retweeted video content that people are extremely concerned about.
And is incorrect, one of which is incorrect.
Rather than homing in on the fact that these videos, let's say 2 out of 3 then, Nick, these videos display extreme violence and intolerance at the hands of Muslims. I would like to see Ms May address those issues rather than just taking advantage of another opportunity to jump on this bandwagon to lay into Donald Trump, who, let's face it, is doing a fantastic job at making America great again. She should be following in his footsteps here in Britain.
Yes. Just lastly, what makes you dislike Muslims so much?
I don't dislike any individual.
You do. You go on patrols with them. You abuse them.
Please, Nick.
You do.
Please don't tell me.
Why is someone bad simply by dint of their faith? That is a real troubling aspect.
Look, I'm no stranger to these left-wing tactics. Okay?
I'm not particularly for the left.
Please don't tell me how I feel. Please don't tell me how I feel. I've just explained to you, I don't hate any individual. I don't have any dislike for any individual. But I absolutely despise Islam as an ideology because it incites...
All right. We have been there. Thank you. Those are the views of Jayda Fransen.
We will make America great again.